When we think about Navy SEALs, the image that comes to mind is often one of intense physical endurance, grueling training environments, and extreme challenges. But beneath the surface of those high-intensity experiences lies something even more powerful, a refined mental toughness that allows them to push beyond their limits. This mental resilience, their ability to focus, endure discomfort, and maintain an unbreakable will, is a skill they actively cultivate through repetition and discipline. The best part? You don't need to be in a military training environment to start building this kind of mindset. You can start right at home, balancing your regular life, job, responsibilities, all while training your mind to become stronger and more resilient. One of the core skills that SEALs rely on is their ability to switch focus in an instant. It's not just about physical strength. It's about cultivating the power to direct attention no matter the circumstances. At home or at work, distractions are inevitable, and it's easy to get sidetracked by tasks that seem overwhelming or draining. But there's a powerful tool you can use to improve your ability to focus, and it's as simple as a mental trigger, the 5-second rule. This technique trains your mind to act instantly, regardless of any hesitation or distractions. When you feel your attention drifting or you're procrastinating, try counting down from 5 to 1 and immediately take action. The countdown eliminates mental resistance, helping you build the mental habit of focusing on the task at hand. This simple exercise can be used countless times throughout your day, from getting started on work tasks to diving into personal projects. Another critical mental skill SEALs cultivate is the ability to withstand discomfort. Training in harsh conditions forces them to build a tolerance to physical and mental stress, but you don't need to be in a brutal training environment to practice this skill. At home, you can deliberately introduce small hardships into your day to strengthen your resilience. Taking a cold shower for a brief period, for example, might seem unpleasant at first, but the mental discipline required to remain calm and focused in cold water trains your mind to handle discomfort. It's not about enduring pain for pain's sake. It's about teaching yourself to stay composed, grounded, and focused when things feel uncomfortable. Similarly, practicing mindful breathing when stress levels rise, whether from work or family demands, is another way to intentionally practice staying calm in a challenge. These small discomforts don't just test your willpower, they help you forge a mindset that can persist through tougher challenges. Building mental toughness also requires a mindset of task completion. The SEALs don't allow themselves to quit until the job is done. This isn't about doing everything perfectly or accomplishing huge goals in one sitting. It's about making the commitment to complete tasks and giving your best effort to each one, no matter how small. At home, you can practice this by breaking down larger tasks into manageable steps. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the sheer volume of things to do, focus on completing one task at a time and commit to finishing it before moving on to anything else. This builds focus and momentum, helping you stay productive and sharp throughout the day. Over time, you'll find that your ability to complete tasks with undivided attention strengthens your resolve and enhances your mental clarity. Visualization is another technique that SEALs use to prepare for challenges, and it's something you can easily integrate into your daily routine. Before tackling any major task or difficult situation, whether it's a stressful meeting, a project, or even a workout, take a few moments to mentally rehearse the experience. Picture yourself successfully handling the situation, staying calm, focused, and resilient despite any challenges that arise. This mental preparation not only reduces anxiety, but also strengthens your resolve, making it easier to stay engaged when real-life stressors hit. Visualization is not only about imagining success, it's about creating a mental framework that primes your brain to perform at its best under pressure. Perhaps one of the most powerful aspects of SEAL training is their focus on presence, being fully engaged with whatever task is at hand, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get distracted, multitask, and lose touch with what truly matters in the moment. But SEALs are trained to block out distractions and focus entirely on the task in front of them. This kind of focused attention can be practiced at home by carving out moments of intentional isolation. Whether it's working in silence for a set period of time or going on a walk without your phone, allowing yourself to disconnect from distractions for even short stretches of time can sharpen your focus and strengthen your mental presence. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to stay fully engaged with whatever you're doing and to build the mental discipline needed to avoid distractions that derail your productivity and focus. These are just a few of the strategies SEALs use to develop the mental toughness required for their grueling training. And the beauty of it is that you can start implementing them into your daily routine, no matter how busy you are or how many responsibilities you juggle. The more you practice focusing, enduring discomfort, completing tasks, and staying present, the stronger your mental resilience becomes. It's about developing a mindset that allows you to stay calm, composed, and focused, regardless of the challenges you face. These techniques may seem small at first, but over time, they can have a profound impact on your ability to handle stress, improve productivity, and push through any obstacles that stand in your way. This is how you build the mental toughness that SEALs rely on. And it's something anyone can start practicing today. In the next part, we dive deep into the mental exercises and practices that build true resilience, focus, and willpower, just like SEALs. The key takeaway here is that you don't need to be in a rigorous training environment to develop these skills. It's all about finding moments in your day, at home, or in the midst of a busy day, to implement small but powerful exercises that will shape a stronger, more focused mind. To continue building on the mental toughness habits that the SEALs use, let's explore how you can start incorporating these practices into your routine in even more practical ways. You don't need to dive into extreme environments to cultivate mental fortitude. It's about integrating small but powerful exercises into your daily life that will slowly sharpen your focus, willpower, and resilience. One crucial aspect of SEAL training is their ability to maintain calm under pressure, to focus intently even when everything around them seems chaotic. This ability is something that can be honed through one simple but highly effective practice: mindful breathing. Whenever you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or on the edge of burnout, take a moment to close your eyes and focus solely on your breath. Inhale deeply for a count of 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 4. Repeat this cycle a few times. It might sound simple, but it's a technique that SEALs use in high-stress environments to recenter themselves. This is a mental reset that works anywhere, whether you're preparing for a big meeting, facing a tough decision, or simply navigating the daily grind. Incorporating this into your routine helps your brain stay calm and focused when it feels like everything is moving too fast. You'll find that as you practice this consistently, your ability to stay composed during moments of pressure will improve, enabling you to think more clearly and act with intention instead of reacting out of stress. Another valuable practice inspired by SEALs is mental compartmentalization. This technique involves breaking down overwhelming tasks or situations into smaller, more manageable pieces, and then focusing on one piece at a time without allowing your mind to jump ahead or spiral into anxious thoughts. The ability to compartmentalize helps you keep your attention firmly locked on the task at hand, which is essential for maximizing productivity and avoiding burnout. Let's say you have a massive project with multiple deadlines or a tough personal challenge you're dealing with. Instead of feeling paralyzed by the magnitude of it all, break it down into individual steps. For example, if you're working on a report, don't focus on the fact that the entire report needs to be done by the end of the week. Focus solely on the first section for now. The next day, tackle the second section. By compartmentalizing your workload like this, you'll prevent yourself from becoming overwhelmed and instead maintain laser-sharp focus on each step, building momentum as you go. Just as the SEALs practice physical endurance, you can practice mental endurance by setting yourself small but challenging goals that test your limits. Mental endurance isn't about pushing through exhaustion or deprivation. It's about training yourself to keep going even when your mind starts to tell you it's time to take a break. A great way to build mental endurance is through the practice of single tasking for extended periods. In our world of constant distractions, it's easy to jump between tasks and feel like we're getting things done. But mental endurance is forged in moments of sustained focus. Select a task. It could be anything from a work project to a personal goal. and set a timer for 30 minutes. During that time, focus only on that task. No emails, no social media, no distractions, just complete immersion in what you're doing. When the timer goes off, take a break, but make sure to push yourself to finish that focused session without checking your phone or getting sidetracked. Over time, you'll build your ability to work for longer periods without losing focus or giving into distractions, a key trait of mental toughness. Another fundamental technique to hone your mental resilience is through positive self-talk. SEALs are often taught to talk themselves through moments of pain and adversity, reminding themselves of their goals, their strength, and their commitment to push through no matter the circumstances. This is an extremely powerful tool you can use in your own life. The next time you face a challenge, whether it's a tough conversation, a demanding project, or simply pushing through a long day, speak to yourself with encouragement. Tell yourself that you can handle it, that you've got the strength to persevere, and that you will not quit. Reframing negative or self-defeating thoughts is one of the easiest and most effective ways to build resilience. The more you practice speaking to yourself with confidence and positivity, the more you train your mind to embrace challenges and persevere, just as the SEALs do. As you implement these practices into your daily life, don't be discouraged by setbacks. Building mental resilience takes time, and it's the daily, consistent practices that make the biggest difference. Much like any form of training, mental toughness is something that compounds over time. Small wins every day add up. Before you know it, you'll begin to notice yourself handling stress, distractions, and challenges with a calm, focused mindset that was once hard to imagine. These exercises and practices may seem simple, but in their simplicity lies their power. The more you integrate them into your daily routine, the more you'll see the mental strength and focus you've always admired in SEALs begin to develop within yourself. It's about being intentional with your actions, staying focused in the face of a challenge, and building an unshakable resolve to keep moving forward, no matter what obstacles stand in your way. In the most extreme moments of Navy SEAL training, recruits reach what's known as their breaking point, a moment where they believe they've hit their absolute limit, where their body and mind are screaming for relief. It's the point where they feel they have nothing left to give. However, the real magic happens when they push just a bit further, beyond what they thought was their limit. It's in these moments that they discover untapped reserves of energy and resilience, learning that their breaking point wasn't actually the end. In fact, it was merely the beginning of a new level of strength and perseverance. This breakthrough moment where they tap into that hidden energy is something SEALs actively train to reach, and it's one of the most powerful aspects of their mental toughness. They learn that their limits aren't as rigid as they once believed, that by embracing discomfort, they can access more energy, focus, and willpower than they thought possible. But here's the challenge. How can you train yourself to push through your own breaking points without jeopardizing your well-being, job, or family commitments? The key to practicing this without overwhelming yourself lies in a concept known as gradual adaptation. You don't need to throw yourself into extreme conditions to reach a deeper level of mental resilience. Instead, you can introduce small challenges into your routine that stretch your limits bit by bit, allowing you to expand your capacity over time. This isn't about burning yourself out or pushing yourself to the point of exhaustion. It's about slowly increasing your mental and physical stamina in a sustainable way. A great way to start is by intentionally setting micro challenges in your day. These challenges shouldn't be daunting, but they should require you to push yourself a bit beyond your comfort zone. For example, you might challenge yourself to work for an extra 30 minutes without checking your phone, or you could decide to take a cold shower for a longer period than you're used to. These small, manageable actions are designed to stretch your endurance and build mental toughness without overwhelming your body or mind. Additionally, just like SEALs in training, you can incorporate practices that help you push past moments of discomfort. Whenever you feel that inner resistance, the part of you that wants to stop or give up, practice leaning into it. For example, if you're working on a challenging project and you feel mentally fatigued, instead of quitting, take a deep breath, reset your focus, and keep going for another 10 minutes. Gradually, these small pushes will help you tap into the same hidden reserves of energy that SEALs rely on when they believe they've reached their limit. But perhaps the most crucial element is balance. As you push yourself, remember that rest is part of the process. One of the mistakes people often make when trying to build resilience is to push too hard, too fast. The SEALs know that recovery is just as important as pushing through the tough moments. They rest when needed, and so should you. If you're a parent or you're balancing a demanding job, it's essential that you don't take on too much at once. Your mental toughness will grow steadily and sustainably when you learn to listen to your body and mind, giving yourself the space to recover between challenges. Think of this as training your capacity over time, much like building muscle in the gym. You wouldn't lift the heaviest weights on your first day, but rather, you'd gradually increase the load as your strength improves. The same principle applies here. The goal isn't to break yourself down. It's to build resilience in a way that's manageable and doesn't sacrifice your responsibilities or well-being. Another way to practice this is by embracing what's known as strategic discomfort. This concept is about choosing moments to step outside your comfort zone when you have the bandwidth, and then making sure to balance that with time to recover. For example, if you're dealing with a busy schedule or stressful situations at work, take small moments throughout the day to practice mindfulness or do breathing exercises. These moments of calm help reset your mind and body so you can continue to perform at a high level without hitting the point of burnout. It's in these small, consistent practices in which you push a little beyond your comfort zone but allow yourself time to rest and recover that you'll begin to develop that same level of mental toughness. The key is not to push yourself to your absolute limits in one go, but to build mental resilience progressively, so you can handle the challenges life throws at you without feeling overwhelmed. Finally, remember that the true power of SEAL training lies in the realization that our limits are often self-imposed. Just as the SEALs discover new strength when they push past their breaking points, you too can unlock hidden reserves of mental resilience by practicing small, consistent pushes that build over time. And by balancing these challenges with periods of rest, you'll ensure that you continue to strengthen your mind and willpower without risking your health or neglecting your personal and professional responsibilities. Through these incremental steps, you'll learn to access more energy, focus, and determination than you ever thought possible, and without needing to sacrifice your well-being in the process. Building mental toughness is about steady growth, discipline, and the willingness to take that next step when you think you've already reached your limit. The more you practice this, the more you'll find that your breaking point is just the beginning of something new. This part further explores how you can safely and sustainably challenge your mental and physical limits, taking inspiration from SEAL training while balancing your everyday life and responsibilities. By slowly increasing the difficulty of your challenges and giving yourself space to rest and recover, you'll train your mind to be more resilient, focused, and capable of handling whatever life throws your way.